imagine a world where you have no choice. You can't move up from your position. You can't marry someone that's not on your level. You have no opportunity to be promoted, to even engage in another occupation. The job you perform, even the amount of money you make, is determined by whom you were born to. This world is reality. It exists across the earth in the country of India. It's a form known as the caste system. Today we'll be talking about what the caste system is, the history of it in India, and what India looks like today. The caste system is a way of life in which people are split into groups. These groups are ranked from highest to lowest, the following order. There's the Brahmin, the priests. There's the Kshatriya, the warriors. The Vaishya, the merchants. The Shudra, the farmers. And the Harijan, the untouchables. Gerald D. Berriman, a professor of history at Berkeley University, says that in history, the untouchables have been excluded altogether. They've been ostracized by every other caste level. They've been treated as, well, untouchables. It manifests itself in many ways. They are regarded with scorn and derision. Many people from other classes would not have talked to the untouchables. They wouldn't interact with them whatsoever. However, these restrictions aren't just to that class. You see, every caste was restricted on who they could marry, who they could interact with, who they could eat with, based on what level they were born into. Now, the history of the caste system is something shrouded in mystery. Historians don't even know how the caste system began. Ronald Engen, a professor of cultural studies at the University of Indiana, says the caste system is shrouded in the fog of time. We may never know truly what happened, though we can certainly guess. It is known that a part of the caste system, some beginnings of it, were in place when Britain colonized India in the 1800s. However, by the early 1900s, a complex web of relations had developed. These classes were split into subclasses. And these subclasses were even further restricted on who they could interact with, what they could do, and what they couldn't do. Today, however, the caste system still exists, but the government of India is taking steps to eradicate it. The Indian government has taken steps in education, for example, to train up the next generation to not grow up with the beliefs in the caste system, the traditions that they have held. Now, you may have wondered at this point why the caste system worked. Why would people live like this? Why would they not talk to each other? The answer is it was hundreds of years of tradition built on tradition, based on their ancestors. Their parents did this, so they were going to do it as well. But now, the Indian government has even worked to ensure that by the year 2020, 15% of appointed positions in government would be held by people from the untouchable class. They also are working to provide welfare specifically to the untouchable class. Robert Gosal, a researcher studying social relations, he says that this is the best period in all of human history to be a Harijan, an untouchable, and it's getting better every day. However, these untouchables that live in rural areas are still without food, without water, without the necessary tools of survival. It's hearing about situations like these that make one think about the blessings that we have living in a nation such as America. There's so much that we take for granted we have every single day. And it's my hope that by hearing about the plight of some people across the world today, you will regain something from it. Thank you.